Everybody, this is What Elon Said, and today is March 16th. It's a Wednesday, and we have a lot to talk about, as usual. Lots going on in Elon land, so let's jump right into it. So the Russia-Elon saga continues. So remember, in the last couple days, we've had a lot of back and forth, starting really with Elon Musk challenging Vladimir Putin in the ring to a fight, basically, to combat, and the stakes were Ukraine. And so we had the Russian head of science and technology responding with a line from some Russian literature, and Elon also showing his well-readness in Russian literature as well by responding with Dostoevsky quote. And then lastly, this all comes together with a meme, of course, where Sir Doge of Koina responds with a meme of someone reading, who's that? Orlando Bloom reading The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky and the 4 stages of reading Russian classics. And it's like some reading, a long book, pondering, yawning, and just feeling miserable about yourself.
That's right.
And Elon responded with that with a bullseye. So he agrees there, and I wonder just how much Dostoevsky and Tolstoy that he has read.
I don't know. Seems like he's been into it lately, but you never know. You know him, he probably read them all last night, absorbed it, contemplated it, and went through all 4 stages.
Yeah. I mean, really, like someone needs to do an investigation to know whether Elon already has Neuralink chip in his brain.
That's right.
And maybe he just brought that technology, is making the company to bring that technology to more people. But
that's right.
Using it. So we'll see how that continues to develop. He certainly seems serious about his challenge, but of course, there's a lot of humor sprinkled in as well, as usual.
All right. So here we have Teslarati, great news source, of course, for all things Elon, that more Starlinks were delivered to the Ukraine. It's actually not delivered, but it's the most downloaded app as of last Sunday. I think it's like 100,000 have been downloaded so far. Lots of shipments have come in. So that is a sign that is being used. They're actually being implemented all around the country. So great news. Elon said Starlink, Star said he's excited about it. So this is just ongoing. I'm sure more will be delivered, and this will be the primary communication outlet for Ukrainian citizens and the soldiers.
Yeah. I was thinking about this morning as I looked at Elon's followers, which, as we've noted, are like creeping up by about 100,000 every single day. I think he's at like 78.1 or 2 now. And I was thinking that this whole situation really must be bringing a greater international spotlight to him, and additional followers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
a whole new group of people seeing what he's doing. The interesting feed.
Yeah. And I'll let you take this one. This is about...
Yeah, this is Astra. Astra's another satellite delivery company. They're actually focused on very low orbit, mostly low payloads, those smaller brick satellites. And they have completed their first successful mission. They've had a number of good test missions, but their first commercial one last year did not go so well. So it was sort of a disaster for the company at the time, but they successfully did it today. They're one of the few other ones that are of the new companies that is up and running with delivering rockets to space beyond SpaceX. So that's great news for space exploration. Elon is a big supporter of theirs, even though they're a competitor, and he just congratulated them. So great news that there's more ways to get things into space. And I'm not sure if Astra was the company. I'm trying to think that is building the entire rocket system and delivery system out of 3D printed material. So their cost is supposed to be very low because they can produce everything locally, and for a fraction of the cost. So it'll be interesting to see. If you're interested, dig into them. It's a fascinating story and good news for them.
Yeah, very good news. And of course, Elon is always encouraging of the two missions, right? Just transitioning to sustainable energy and making life multiplanetary. So I think he knows how difficult getting to orbit is, and sees any success there from. Is this an American company? Or do you know?
Yes,
Or it is. Okay.
it's
So,
American.
so any,
They actually, the first launch was out of Alaska. I'm not sure where they're headquartered, but
okay.
their launch base is in Alaska.
Yeah. So I think I saw it with Rocket Lab as well. I don't. Maybe it wasn't Rocket Lab, but he definitely has given congrats to other space companies who have made huge achievements like that.
Mm-hmm.
So good deal. All right. So next up is Prosper Wedzi. How is this? How is it that this app is still free? And here we have a Telegram post from Razam Kadyrov, who is the head of the Chechen Republic, and it's a rather long statement here, I guess, to Elon from him, and was posted in Telegram. I don't use Telegram, so I'm not sure what it normally looks like there, but just a long post here, basically saying, Elon, if you're going to go up against Putin, you really need some special forces training, and you need to visit the Akhmat Fight Club, and do some Russian style training here for the ring. And he also says that you'll return from the Chechen Republic a completely different person, Ilana. That is Elon. So basically saying, right now, you are not ready for this fight. You are Ilana, and you should come here and train with us, and we will turn you into a truly strong Elon.
Yes.
So he definitely got a chuckle out of that, as we can see here, with his response, his emoji laugh response, and then goes on to say, thanks for the offer, but such excellent training would give me too much of an advantage. If he is afraid to fight, I'll agree to use only my left hand, and I'm not even left-handed. And then lists his name as Ilana.
Yes, and it's interesting. Right before that, he said that this is a Telegram post by Ramzan Kadyrov, the head of the Czech Republic. I didn't look to see if this really is him, and I thought that Czech Republic was part of Russia now, but it's very interesting. So this is getting weird exposure, weird comments from people you wouldn't expect. Even I think Elon was shocked. So it's interesting what's happening here.
Very interesting, and I think it just speaks to the power of social media and communications, as we've talked a lot in the last couple weeks regarding Starlink and Ukraine, and this ability to message out with a megaphone, your thoughts or your ideas or communications.
Yes.
So here, obviously Elon has one of the biggest megaphones with the number of followers that he has, and it's just interesting to see the engagement that he's getting from areas that I'm sure he's probably not had much engagement before. But
absolutely.
We can see now. Let me see. Maybe it's further down in here, but Elon has gone on to change his name to Elon Musk now, as his official profile name. After Dave Lee said, change your Twitter profile name to Ilana for a few days. And that is done. That
is done. He has been taking advice from the fans in the last couple of days. He changed his profile picture, and now he changed his name.
Yeah. So I don't think that's anywhere close to slowing down. But hopefully not at all. It does more positive than negative, which I don't know. It feels
maybe
positive.
To an actual fight. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, I
Um,
was thinking about this too. That when it comes to Lex Friedman with
yes,
as the referee in the ring, he's gonna have to have a cyber whistle to call out fouls and stuff.
that's it. That's it. It's his fault. And the winner will also have the Tesla tequila to win.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right. Oh man, we need a meme. Who's good at memes? Someone please make that.
that's it. Here we have, sorry, that the very sorry here in the Holden Myers
Okay.
catalog said in January, Green Hill Software proudly announced that the BMW iX would use their tech. But read closely, and you'll notice BMW didn't use their tech at all. Some of the BMW's tier one suppliers, like Mobileye, did, and now BMW is dumping Mobileye and Green Hill Software with them. So
Yeah. And I think the
just that,
core of my takeaway is this second tweet here, right? Where he's just
yes,
saying, now it makes sense why Dan O'Dowd is getting so upset and funding a smear campaign, doesn't it? They're losing customers left and right as OEMs realize they need to step up their game to compete with Tesla. The same
yeah,
broken
it's
tech won't get them where they want to go.
there. It's not a complete. So it's the big thing here is they're building it based on third party in OEMs. They're not developing the core technology in house, and now they're getting rid of it. I don't know if inadvertently, but then they said that in 3 years they'll switch over, is what Lamar's catalog said. And Ilana responded that FSD is very hard. They have no idea how hard this is, and that good luck. You need neural network training, superclusters for multi-million-dollars and 10 plus billion miles and vehicle data.
Yeah.
So he's like, it'll never
Good luck.
happen. Like they're the only ones who will do this for at least the next 10 years, I would think.
Well, it's starting to look that way. And it's not like some folks haven't been banging on the drum about this for a while. But
Yeah.
it almost seems unsurmountable now, the lead that they have, if this is really what is needed for a successful FSD. Now, maybe there'll be companies that can make it work with LiDAR and other radars on the vehicles, but I think that's going to be a hard path to get down as well. I don't think it's,
Yes.
you know, um,
I do think that they'll wind up licensing. Tesla will line up licensing out to other companies. That it will
oh
be
yeah,
universally available in all vehicles. I don't think there'll just be a Tesla vehicle that people can use around the world. That the full self driving will be integrated into others, and I think the other companies will have to. They'll have no choice but to just license it out.
yeah, I think so. But isn't that even more bullish for Tesla? Maybe even
Oh,
than,
definitely, definitely.
replacing every car on the road. I mean, you're
Oh
like
yeah,
just feeding them high margin software.
that's it.
Um,
Craziness.
but yeah, you know, I think the next decade is going to be really interesting on that front. But you continue to hear Elon. I don't want to say like backpedaling, but readjusting his timeline for this as it becomes clearer and clearer just how difficult of a problem it is to solve full self driving.
Yes, but I don't. I mean, some people are saying it'll never be solved, but I don't hear him really saying it's going to take another 10 years. And I don't know if he has to do that for investment purposes or investors. But he keeps giving a short horizon, like in the next year or two, which means I can't imagine he'd be saying that if it wasn't close. I mean, I would say that if he misses it by 5 years, it's still incredibly fast that it'll be upon us. Like, say it's instead of 1 year, it's 5 years from now it launches. They'll still be the only one to have it, and it's very bullish for the company and humanity.
Well, I think he's a very data driven individual. And so when he proposes timelines, well, he's also very optimistic, right? So
Yep.
he always looks at things through an optimistic lens, um, and believes that some things that may seem very impossible to the average person are possible. And
Yeah.
so I think he looks at the data and says, well, it looks like it's trending this way. I'm very optimistic that will continue to occur, and we can do this, and we're going to push as hard as we can. And um, I think he's readjusted timelines on a number of
Hmm.
challenges in the past, but he usually comes through with them, with solving them, whether they meet the timeline or not.
Yeah, that happens in the end.
Yeah.
Um, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, we got just a
Big
space
one.
fact here from World of Engineering. It says on Venus, it snows metal and rains sulfuric acid. And Ilana, now we'll just refer to him as Ilana. Might as well.
Yes.
He just says that is hardcore, or hardcore.
I did. Those things are always wild. I didn't know about that. I know on Uranus, it rains diamonds.
Incredible. It's all just chemistry, right?
Yes. There, you want to get shelter when that happens.
Yeah. So I think that's probably why he's leaning towards Mars. It's a little bit
Yeah,
more
I would think so.
hospitable.
A little, slightly.
You hear him talk about that, and it does seem like he's studied all the planets that could potentially be reached and understands their environment and atmosphere pretty well, and has concluded, no, Mars is really our only option here.
Yeah, it's a terrible option, but it's our only option.
Yeah, it's a fixer-upper, he says.
Yeah, with no magnetic core, which could lead to big problems. But yes, the Mark Andreessen, the famous venture capitalist, said, "I haven't been this excited by a new product since the original iPhone." And this is a new feature apparently on Twitter, I'm imagining, to select to downvote. See a reply that isn't added to the conversation. Let us know by downvoting.
Yeah. And Elon
agreed. Private. Your votes aren't public. So I really don't have an
I mean, wasn't this already a thing? I thought they tested this.
I thought it was, but I'm a little confused by the whole thing. So what, you can downvote?
Yeah, you put a little arrow next to some of the comments underneath a tweet, and you can downvote it. I don't know how that drives it out of view, but I remember they had it last year.
But you can only do this. But is it everyone, or can only the account owner do this?
I thought it was everyone. Well, it was when they were testing it out before.
Yeah, I haven't noticed this coming up, but I'll have to look.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But, Elon's been pretty outspoken about some of the frustrations with Twitter, all the spam accounts and nonsense. Yeah. So
it might get rid of trolls. Actually, speaking of trolls, did you hear that see the whole thing about Russia, now that everything has been blocked by them, that they can't use Twitter or any of the other networks, that the amount of trolls and pro crazy posts on all the social platforms has collapsed?
Really?
That it was all just showing that it was all just Russian nonsense.
It was all coming out of there. Jeez.
Yeah, it was all coming out of there. Like that, everything is much more satisfying going through all the social networks now.
So there's just a bunch of trolls living in Russia. Or maybe it's the Russian government. Maybe it's all
even on Facebook, I saw a thing like the top 10 stories on a day before the invasion to 10 days. Let's say what it is now. It's just completely different. The types of stories that are top 10. They're not the crazy stories.
Yeah. Well, that's very interesting. I had not heard that. I mean, I had heard in the past that there was speculation that it was coming out of Russia, or maybe even proof. But I hadn't heard that recent stat. And I have noticed, what I have noticed on Twitter is a lot more international language in the feeds.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just because of this whole deal with Elon and Putin, but I've just noticed it like across the board. So
yeah,
I don't know if Twitter is making a concerted effort to have more international discussions, but
I don't know.
Yeah, thank goodness for the translate function.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Twitter translate.
So I think we should wrap it up here, and then we'll restart another like session. And
that sounds great.
Run through the likes. So that's what Elon said for March 16th, and we'll catch you with the likes in the next episode.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Bye.